It's like an ASMR mukbang chit chat. Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Niecy B. Niecy B, baby. Oh my god, the baby. Hey. Oh, hey. Today is like a serious-ish topic. I'm trying not to make it like super melancholy, so I decided to amp it up a little bit and throw in some treats. Oh, I don't have this in my hand. Throw in some treats, throw in some snacks. We're gonna have an ice cream party. I'm gonna eat ice cream and talk about my feelings because ice cream is comfort food. And we're just gonna get right into it. I just wanna remind you guys to make sure you're still make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a video. And also follow me on my Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Let me just go grab an ice cream sandwich and we will get right into this video because we have a lot to talk about. Okay, so I got my ice cream sandwich. Let me just tell you what we're getting into today. A 6-month update. It's not quite 6 months, but it's close enough. A 6-month update since I've been home from Korea. How I've been coping. Is it good? Is it bad? Am I going back? All of those wonderful questions that you guys have. What's next? All of those great stuff. That's what I'm talking about in this video. Where's my water? Give me a second. Okay, I've almost finished my ice cream sandwich. So let's get into this. Sorry, I'm gonna get some water. Stay hydrated, ladies. It's a hot gal summer. Hey. Experience being home since Korea. I came back February 15th. I have been having a hard time. Hence the lack of uploads. And not even just the lack of uploads, but the lack of interesting uploads. The lack of uploads that would appeal to my audience. The reason I left Korea was because I felt like that was that for that chapter of my life. I felt drained. I felt exhausted. I felt tired. I felt unmotivated. I was in a state of constant anxiety. It was really friggin' bad. Like, it was to the point where I would literally avoid leaving my apartment because I was pretty active, you know, I had a pretty active social life. To the point when I did leave my apartment, you know, I was just overwhelmed by anxiety. I wanted to be back in my apartment. I was anxious at work. I was anxious at home. I knew it was time to go. So let's just cover that. That's why I left. I didn't leave because I thought home would be a better option. I left because my mental health was, in my opinion, deteriorating. I didn't go to a professional for this, but you know your own body. You know what's normal for you, and what was happening to me wasn't normal. I was always anxious. I was always down. There was a point when I was in Korea, I hadn't posted a picture since, I don't know, maybe like January. And that was me forcing myself to actually be active. I find that I'm a lot more active on social media now. But essentially, I just felt like I was going straight down. I was praying every single day, just like for peace of mind. But even before I left Korea, the #1 question in everyone's mind was, what's next? I didn't even have time to pack my bags. I didn't even have time to sort out my financials. I didn't have time for anything. I didn't have time to even think, but the second I told anyone that I was coming home, okay, so what's next? Okay, so why are you coming home if you don't have a plan? And my thing is, that's none of your business. Let's start with the basics here. It's my life, not yours. Your opinions actually don't matter to me. But my thing was, there are certain things I don't want to share. I don't want to tell you how I'm feeling 24/7. And it was people that like had no business inquiring. And I just felt like we're not even close enough for me to have a conversation with you to explain the depth of this. So I just feel like, why are you in my business? That's how I felt. Main question, what's next? I wasn't even asking myself that. Do you want to know why? Because I had a solid 2 to 3 months of travel plans in the works, and that was my main focus. I'm very, like, once I make a plan, I'm executing it. I didn't have a plan for after travel because travel wasn't going to finish until May. I left in February, I stopped traveling in May. Of course, when I got home, the questions continued. I just felt like, why are you guys pressing me for this information? Bro, I just stepped foot in the country. February 16th, people are asking me, so what's next? What's going on? So what's now? What now? What now? And I'm thinking to myself, bro, I literally just put my pinky toe on the friggin' pavement, bro. And you know what? I got comfortable. And this is advice for anyone who is coming home soon. Get comfortable telling people I don't know. Get comfortable with the awkward silence after the I don't know, because there will be one. And I'm getting to the point where I'm uncomfortable with not knowing. It's making me self-conscious, and I think that's where a lot of the self-conscious stuff happened for me, which is what's next up. The next thing that I had an issue with was judgment. Now, as you guys know, I left Korea. I think maybe a week later, I headed up to Trinidad for Carnival. That is something that I had been paying installments for, and that's something that I want to make very clear. Plane tickets were purchased from my salary in Korea, like all of that, like just from working, right? So I will say that when you leave Korea after 3 years, you get a large sum of money because of pension and exit allowance and severance. Like you get money. So I went Trinidad Carnival, Florida, Crave, Jamaica Carnival. Then in May, I was finally stationary. The combination of all of that led people to have a lot of question marks. And their thing was, where's she getting this money from? She's not working. And I was just like, wow. I had people saying really inappropriate things to me like, oh, I wish I had your kind of money. Oh, you're always traveling. Oh, you must have money. And it was all leading to my finances. I'm like, do I watch your pockets? Do I ask you where you get money from for this, that, and the third? No, I don't. And it made me so uncomfortable. And it's like, a part of it was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have put it on social media, but I want people to be able to ask me questions about the things that I'm doing. You know what I mean? I want to be able to live my best life unapologetically and not feel like people are going to judge me and be watching my pockets as opposed to feeling happy for me. And that's something I had to learn. Like, I know that not everybody's happy for me. That is a given. And if you think everybody's happy for you, here's the reality check you need. They aren't. Okay? The people that you think may be happy for you are not happy for you. There are people who genuinely came to me and were like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. I'm living vicariously through you. Like, you're living your best life. I'm so happy you're getting that. Because there are people with an ounce of common sense that realize, hey, this girl wasn't just chilling in South Korea, she was working. And I feel like that's something that I also had to get over. The fact that people thought I was just chilling in South Korea because it was so much fun. On top of everything, when I left for South Korea, I was 22 years old. I was, I don't know, maybe 150 pounds, 160 max. I weigh more than that now, and I gained weight. That was another issue. I felt judged every time someone saw me. Caribbean people have a very bad tendency of announcing your weight gain. Oh, you put on weight. Yeah, usually I can get over it, but like there are certain people that just would not stop bringing it up. And it made me very self-conscious. It made me feel very judged. I just felt like I was just a mess of emotions. And 1 week, I just got off Instagram completely. I just said nah. And I know it's just 1 week, it's not like a month or anything, but I got off Instagram completely and I was just like, I can't do this. Like, it was sucking energy out of me because I just felt so many eyes on me and they were all judgmental. Okay, I'm back and I have ingredients for a sundae. I know this is so random mid-video, just like stopping. I have gummy bears. My lights are entirely too bright. I have gummy treats. I have caramel sauce. I have whipped cream. I have some cherries over there. Okay, my ice creams of choice, this looks a hot ass mess, do not judge me, are Oreo and Rolo. I'm gonna throw these in here. Concoction so far. So let's put on the, it's not warm, so I feel some type of way, but ooh. And then of course, look at that. It looks like shit, but it's gonna taste delicious. So as I was saying, people just really started getting at me really funny. They were coming at me sideways. And I genuinely didn't understand what was happening because I was like, I'm not even doing anything except for living my best life, you know? Oh. So overcoming that, my personal self-judgment, judgment from others, I kind of reduced the amount that I was posting. And then on top of that, behind the scenes, I was going through a lot of personal stuff because the thing about being abroad is, prior to you leaving, you might have a solid friend group. And, you know, if you go for a year, you might still be good. You know what I mean? Like, you might still maintain most of the friends. But once you're gone for 3 years, like I was, people dwindle. You know, you fall off with people. People stop talking to you as much. Stuff like that. And, like, that's cool. Like, that was fine with me. Like, because obviously I had friends in Korea. And the people who mattered were still speaking to me. you know, the friendships that you left behind are not the same friendships you're going to come back to. And I feel like there should be a user guide for how to readjust to being home. Because between being judged by people and all that stuff, because people don't want to see you living your best life, there's also that aspect of the people that I left behind are the same people I'm coming back to. Just like myself, me, I'm not the same person that left 3 years ago. And the other day I was talking to a friend and she was like, and I'm like, oh, everyone's acting so weird. Everybody's so different, da, 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 da. And she's like, well, maybe it's not everybody else. Maybe it's you. And automatically, I was on the defense. I was like, excuse me? But when I took a step back and I thought about it, she wasn't dissing me. She wasn't saying it in a negative way. What she was saying is maybe you're different. Like, your interests have changed. The way that you interact with people have changed. And like maybe you're just more open to doing different things. With me living in Korea, we had this freedom. We weren't living with our parents. No one was telling us what to do. We were completely and utterly responsible for ourselves. And then on top of that, we had this whole country to explore. Not to mention we were being paid salaries that allowed us to vacation twice a year. Fucking melted. Yeah, we were friends with people who had the exact same jobs as us. So the likeliness that we'd be able to go on vacation together, it was highly likely, you know? The likeliness that they were free on Saturday and Sunday, very likely. But you come home and you're interacting with a lot of different people. You have different jobs. Not everyone has as much free time as you. You know what I mean? Everyone's trying to hustle. People have 2-3 jobs out here. Like, for me, I had just been so used to hitting up like Kendra and being like, yo, Kendra, like, let's go to Busan. And she being like, hell yeah, let's go, I'm down. Like, I go wherever I wanted for the low. I come home and everyone's like, no, I don't want to do that. No. They're not down to do stuff like that. Granted, on the same note of friends, I was focusing on people who were not focusing on me. Meanwhile, I have people around me right now. If I said, yo, want to go to Red Lobster? Oh, this is random. Want to go to Red Lobster? They're going to be like, hell yeah, bitch, let's go. You know what I mean? I was so focused on these people who do not even want to mess with me, who don't care about me, who don't like care about what I'm doing right now, that I was like downplaying the friends that I do have. I am careful because a lot of times people may not have your best interests at heart, and I've learned that the very hard way. So that's how I've been coping in terms of friendships. The ones that have dwindled, the ones that are still there but not really, that kind of stuff. The next one up, feeling down. So a lot of the reason why you guys haven't seen me on this platform as much, and a lot of the reason why I've just been posting like random videos about Trinidad Carnival from 6 months ago, is because I just haven't felt motivated. I want this channel to go in a fun direction. I don't want to be Korea focused, and I've said this before time and time again, but that is who my audience predominantly is. And that is problematic for me because it's like, I'm the kind of person, I don't like to be boxed in. I don't like niches. I want to be more of a lifestyle channel. I want to be able to post like fun videos, like, you know, doing different things. And I've seen lifestyle channels, but because I didn't start as one, it's a little... yeah, you know, like people are kind of like, okay, well, she's not talking about career, she's not doing this, then I'm not coming. I was not motivated to get up and do anything. I would just get up and sit on my phone, or I'd get up and do nothing. The day would pass me by. I wouldn't edit a video, I wouldn't record anything. I had so much free time and I did nothing with it because I was just so down and mother freaking out, and it sucked. So I still have days like that where I feel down or I feel sad, but I'm feeling a little bit more motivation now. I've joined a couple different workshops because I started a little business type thing. Me feeling unmotivated had a lot to do with the content that I was putting out and me not being sure of what I could and couldn't put out. But at this point, it's kind of like, it's my channel. I'm gonna put out whatever I put out. If you guys want to watch it, that's fine. But I'm not here for the shmoney. I'm just literally here to reach as many people as possible. And when I see that my videos aren't reaching a lot of people, just it makes me feel sad because I'm like, oh, well, I wish I could help more people, but like, I don't know what's put out to do that. And another reason I was feeling like really down was because I got to a certain point where I was like, okay, it's time to get a job. Like for me, I can't stay stationary for too long. Even if I have the means to, I can't, because I'm a Virgo, and Virgos, we work. We put in that work. We solve problems. We do these things, and it's like, I can't stay stationary for long. But I also wasn't motivated to do anything. I started teaching online with a teaching company, and it wasn't going the way that I thought it would go, and it's kind of like, okay, well, what next? It's just a lot of me like beating myself up. So like, it's just been really hard. Like I've had a lot of free time, and I've had a lot of time to doubt myself, and I've had a lot of time to put myself down, and that's the really sad part, and I'm trying not to make this like melancholy, I was trying to make it like, this is fabulous, but like being home has been a journey. And also, like, another issue that I'm having with being home is the lack of safety. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that there have actually been 2 incidences within the last month. There was a shooting at the Raptors parade, and I was there. And that was just a hot ass mess. It was devastating. For me, I grew up in an area where shooting was frequent, so for me it was kind of like just getting out of that space. But I hadn't had to deal with that for 3 years. On top of everything, the past weekend there was a fight that ended up having the crowd go crazy and everyone started running. Like, it was pretty much a stampede and people were hurt. And you know, in that I had to run, and I don't like that feeling of fear. That sense of safety that I had in Korea is non-existent here. And it's really freaking unfortunate because, like, I don't want to live my life in fear. Like, I want to be able to go to these events where there's lots of people and not feel like, okay, I have to be looking over my shoulder. Oh no, someone might bring a gun or whatever the case is. Like, that kind of stuff is really scary. Being home has been rough. And the lack of safety really has me wanting to go back to Korea. Pretty much, I guess, the next thing I need to talk about is what's next. What's next for this channel? What's next for me? Am I going back to Korea? What's the case? If I'm in the same space next year this time, I will definitely be going back to Korea. I know that for sure. Next year this time, I haven't excelled, if I haven't mastered what I need to master. Honestly, if I'm not working for myself next time this year, I really feel like in my heart that I'll just go back, because being home is not serving me. It's just making me more emotional. And it, you know, it's not emotional in a bad way per se. Like, it's challenging me to kind of push through and try to be something more. And try to form into like this more whole person. And you know, it sucks, but it is what it is. And I'm just hoping that next time this year I'm happier, you know? I just feel really lost and confused right now, but I'm pushing through it. I know that I want to build my own personal brand, so that's something that's happening next. I want to really be able to help motivate people to live unapologetically and just, you know, live their best lives. However, I will not be doing that by specifically focusing on Korea, which I feel like everyone should have kind of picked up when I left. However, I don't want my channel to die. So I am asking for support in that sense. Like, I want this channel to be a place where you can come and, you know, you have a couple different options or a couple of different things you want to see. Like, I really enjoy doing that segment where I spill the tea about people's relationships in Korea. Like, I enjoy that, and I'd like to make that happen over here. I enjoy telling stories sometimes. I enjoy being goofy on the channel. I enjoy doing funny little things, and I hope that you guys will join me on that journey. And if you choose not to, then that's okay as well. But I'm going to be doing what I want everybody else to do, which is living unapologetically and producing content that makes me happy and that will hopefully translate through the screen and make you happy. So if I'm gonna go for this, I have to go for it wholeheartedly. So I'm promising consistency, not just for you, but for myself, and just to see growth. I'm sorry that this ice cream thing was like, it was a great idea at first, but like, I have so much to say that like it kind of like fell to the wayside. And I have like soup now. Okay, so if you guys have any suggestions for what you want to see from my channel, make sure you comment below. We'll start a little thread down there and just let me know what you want from this channel. And I will try and oblige. I really will, because I do want you guys to be happy, because if you're happy, I'm happy. I really hope that you guys did enjoy this video. I know it was kind of like, but hopefully you guys get a better understanding of like why I've been MIA. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter just to interact with me off of YouTube. And as always, it's a peace, and it's a love, and it's a annyeong.
I'm feeling all this, she already know this. She want a bad man to come and video this. I'm feeling all this, she already know this. She want a bad man to come and video this. You want murder me, eh, 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 eh. You want murder me, eh, 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 eh.